For me, it's a try, one-man ruck. He catch the ball between the legs. Play.
Blue wall offside. Time-wise, boys. Okay. Count me down. Stay out. Lost now! No!
Toje recovered from a hip injury to play, and immediately England releasing the big heavy runners, and few bigger than Ben Teo, and then Ford neatly out to May, and immediately Watson! The picture perfect English start, and they puncture it.
The options on the outside, and then the skill execution in the faces of the Italians, so they have to bite in and make the tackle. They can't drift to the touchline. And when you got the pace out wide and an eye for the line like Watson, only ever going to be one
Six Nations points last season. In the Aviva Premiership over the course of this season so far, to perhaps come in and stake a claim for Wales next Saturday. That's for another time, but sad to see an early departure for Ben Youngs. Danny Care's first job to put this ball into the scrum. It has to be a credible feed. Credible is the phrase the referees are using. And May once more. He's been busy popping up in midfield, and he's released Anthony Watson again, and off Watson goes, and he's shrugging off Italian tacklers, and he's got that down. And both have been involved in this. What about the acrobatics? Does the right boot head off the table?
Bending. He'll be lucky if he doesn't get pinged for that.
Yes, I heard you.
I can give you no reason, so you can award the try.
Okay, thanks.
It's actually a really good thing for Italy, because if if you give a penalty try there, I think Italy would have been a man down for.
Tricky little angle for.
All too easy for Johnny Mays.
20-minute mark here in Rome.
Advantage.
2 England tries already, both of them to Anthony Watson, but Italy with a penalty, so the advantage. Here's Bud, born in New Zealand, first test against Scotland in June, against England now in the Six Nations, and it might open up here, and they're going to score a try, and it'll be Benvenuti. And having been knocked back on the ropes in the opening quarter.
To the other, causing stress on the defensive line, and then lovely initial break down their left-hand side. Bellini showing his pace, but also the ability to keep the ball in field and make the right decision on the offload. England get a bit narrow here, they're screaming for support. They do really well to hold that initial defence, and that ball over the top is an absolute worldie.
A more than adequate ball carrier.
Engaged when they've had the line speed, but because of the break they couldn't regenerate that line speed. England stopped coming up. Johnny May had to put the brakes on and hold, and he was never going to recover. To Benvenuti. Owen Farrell screaming for support to come around.
He's also got a big open side, so if you can get a good solid bit of ball, and Danny Care's got steady ball to deliver wherever he wants, England have got a load of options, exactly the sort of position you practice the last couple of days of the week leading into the test match in the strike zone.
Allen and the left wing, Matteo Bellini on that shorter blind side, the side nearest to us, and Danny Care shaped to go that way, but instead he pulled it the other, and in the end it was an important tackle from Tommaso Boni, holding England up. Here's Laws, driven on by the captain Hartley, 90th cap for him today. Vunipola nicely away, quickly away to Farrell, and now Cole. That was sharp. 2 of England's front row. Penalty going against Giamarioli.
Only knock on. Advantage over.
Ford. From Farrell. And England's response.
Beautiful hands from his front row partner Mako Vunipola, and then Dan Cole. He might call that a trademark explosive carry. It's not a trademark, but it was an explosive carry. And in the end, they just can't wrap around quick enough. England have got the advantage, so they can go for it. Italy all at sea defensively after a couple of really quick phases and a couple of really good carries from England's front row.
Was that from Owen Farrell, wasn't it?
Grandad now, but I never liked
much during the autumn, just the one try, but they're looking for a second here. They've taken it quickly. Costello stopped in his tracks. Lavotti waits to the right. It's Giraldini to the left. Minozzi throwing his 12 stones into it for as much as he can. Now it's the loose head Lavotti.
Watson's hiding himself on this right wing because he's taken a nasty blow. He'll want to make sure that they don't come back to his corner.
Zani trucked it up. A little bit of late defensive work for England as we bear down on half-time in Rome. And again, it's Costello. He'll take some stopping. And now Giamarioli. Giraldini waits. Giraldini drives. Makes some progress via Rob Shaw and Simmons, and Italy creeping towards the line.
Serious matchups here. Small England defenders against the big forwards. Parise next in line.
And on the ground first.
It's good power from Italy, putting the phases together but making ground. Not asking too many questions of the English defence in terms of what they've got to think about.
It's okay? Sure?
Dean Budd back on his feet. That another of those areas during this championship, the defending player going over the ball and putting his hands on the ground beyond the ball, that the referee is going to be that much sharper on.
Yeah, if you're going to compete for the ball, get your hands straight on the ball. Don't brace yourself on the ground and steady yourself first. So you see Mako Vunipola's there, hands, forearms there, hit the ground to steady himself. You're not allowed. If you're going to try and turn it over, the ball's the only thing you're allowed to touch. And it wasn't necessarily too sophisticated a series of phases from Italy, but it was powerful and it was concerted, and they were going in 2s and 3s, made really good ground, and now they choose
to take them ahead at half-time. I'm sure in the circumstances Tommaso Allen would settle for a straight through. Tommaso Allen, who learnt his more points against